And the priest shall examine the plague in the skin of the body, and if the hair in the plague has turned white, and the appearance of the plague is deeper than the body skin, it is the plague of leprosy, and the priest shall examine him, and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot is white in the skin of his body, and its appearance isn't deeper than the skin, and its hair hasn't turned white, then the priest shall isolate the infected person for 7 days. The priest shall examine him on the 7th day, and, behold, if in his eyes the plague is arrested, and the plague has spread in the skin, then the priest shall isolate him for 7 more days.
The priest shall examine him again on the 7th day, and behold, if the plague has faded, and the plague has spread in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is a scab, he shall wash his clothes, and be clean. But if the scab spreads on the skin, after he has shown himself to the priest for his cleansing, he shall show himself to the priest again.
The priest shall examine him, and behold, if the scab has spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean, it is leprosy.
When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought to the priest.
And the priest shall examine him. Behold, if there is a white rising in the skin, and it has turned the hair white, and there is raw flesh in the rising,
It is a chronic leprosy in the skin of his body, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He shall not isolate him, for he is unclean.
If the leprosy breaks out all over the skin, and the leprosy covers all the skin of the infected person from his head even to his feet, as far as it appears to the priest, then the priest shall examine him, and, behold, if the leprosy has covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean of the plague, it has all turned white, he is clean.
But whenever raw flesh appears in him, he shall be unclean. The priest shall examine the raw flesh, and pronounce him unclean. The raw flesh is unclean, it is leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turns again, and is changed to white, then he shall come to the priest. And the priest shall examine him, and, behold, if the plague has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean of the plague, he is clean.
When the body has a boil on its skin, and it has healed, and in the place of the boil there is a white rising, or a bright spot, reddish white, then it shall be shown to the priest. And the priest shall examine it, and behold, if its appearance is lower than the skin, and its hair has turned white, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean, it is the plague of leprosy, it has broken out in the boil.